Well, we look at that. Megami Jadeheart made us a new intro. That's not the final version of the intro that she's planning to make, but I liked it so much I decided to put it in anyway. But with that out of the way, I think we're ready to begin. Our big experiment from last time, seeing how much mana these four, well, former Hydrogenias would make, is done. I haven't used any of the mana from the pool, and we have there, let's see, looks like about a 9th or a 10th of a mana pool. I'm sure someone can guesstimate better than I can. But yes, we have filled up some of the mana pool. Now, there is a bit of an issue. I forgot that instead of getting destroyed, the Hydrogenias turn into dead bushes. Now, I'm not sure if these things can place the new Hydrogenias while the dead bush is still there. Some of the whole, grasses and whatnot can be easily replaced with just putting a new block down. Some cannot. So let's see if this works. All right, there we are. Now, I should be able to, if the bushes can be replaced, just put one of these into here, and it will just place it and replace the dead bush. And that works. Okay. I was a little bit worried for a second that our entire system was broken, but it can just place a new bush right there. Let's see if this connects. It still connects. Excellent. So, with that in mind, this actually works. That's great. Now, in theory, I could also set up a system where I had a block breaker that could harvest these. I think you can get sticks out of them and stuff, and technically they work as fuel, but I think this is more efficient, or this is a lot simpler to do, because otherwise we'll need a timer, or use one of the more expensive block breakers that has a blacklist, so it won't break these. But here we do, we have the mana going again. Now this isn't a very efficient sort of mana. This is only me thinking of this as a early game sort of mana. We're going to want to get some better methods going. I just want this to be sort of a fire and forget thing in the background. Eventually we will probably want to go with the, flowers that eat food, or the flowers that eat cake, the flowers that eat wool. Eventually it might be fun to play with the dandelions, the flowers that plague, the game of life. But I want to check that out. That seems to be working. That's great. I'm probably going to eventually set up some, item pipes to just stock these all with items, but I can actually just put these 23 Hydrogenias just in there manually for now, and worry about piping things in later. Now, since last time while I was waiting for the Hydrogenias to expire, I did a bit of sorting again. I changed the bag of holding over to be our tool bag instead of the toolbox. The toolbox looks nice, but the bag of holding, well, it simply holds more things. So I'm going to do it again, and also while searching through things I found more magic beans. So I figure we should go head out into the world and rob some giants real quick, and then start seeing about our project for today. I think our project for today is to make Sir Huffington, the late Sir Huffington III, even better than he is right now. So let's go and visit the world. Oh, it's apparently nighttime. I'm not sure if I want to deal with nighttime. Oh yes, this is actually a little bit of a project I was testing too while waiting. Let me sleep and then I can explain the basic idea of this one. Oh, that's weird. It didn't leave the bed, but it looks like it's very strange. Alright, give me a second. Alright, well I had to restart Minecraft, but I am back. This is the second time that sleeping has messed us up this way, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, see if I can... The last time was a bed, though, so I'm not sure what exactly is causing that bug. It could have been this was overhead. I should probably do something about that. But let us see about... Oh, what did I pick up? Oh, I picked up one of the redstone ore things. Oh, cool. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and loot some of these more magic beans. When I was searching through my loot, I found them up here. This thing's a little scary. I think I might have my thing ready to levitate. Whew. I'm glad I have those slime boots. Let's see. 10 gold, 10 iron, some emeralds, and some diamonds. So not too bad. Alright, let me see. About planting this one. Oh, and beans, right. I think beans can be used to make magic beans that do not have loot at the top. Oh, it's still going. Alright, there we go. Alright. Yeah, that's not a bad haul. Okay. I guess we need to keep an eye out for more nature cores to get more magic beans going. Alright, I've gathered up a few supplies, and I want to do some tests and improvements on Sir Huffington. As mentioned before, Cyclic adds some magic carrots that lets us upgrade horses without breeding them. So, for what I was reading online, the maximum number of little health things that the horse can have is 26. So let me see. So right now it has 11. Alright, so let's try to make 15 of these health carrots, and see whether these increase by half a heart or by a full heart. A lot of diamonds we're using up. Yes, diamond carrot achievement. Alright, let's just feed them all to Sir Huffington. Okay, I'm unable to feed them all to Sir Huffington. I guess we hit the limit early. We've got some extra carrots. Okay, so it looks like this gets him up to 20. Strange, okay. Maybe zombie horses are more limited? I do not know. He's wandering. I don't trust that. Get back here. Okay, well, let me try to feed one last time just to see. Yeah, no, he's not taking the carrot. Alright. So we wasted 6 diamonds. That's okay. Let's just try 10 of the redstone upgrades to start with. There might be a limit on the amount it can be upgraded relative to what it started with. So go ahead and eat these. Okay, it ate all those. And it's going faster now. Good. Let's try feeding it another 10, because redstone, we can get a lot of redstone. Probably going to run out of carrots first. Yeah, we are. Alright. Okay. Even faster. Excellent. Okay. Let's feed another 10. See how this does. Which probably means he'll get to cactuses faster too, which might be a bit of a problem. Okay, I think he's getting faster still. Alright, I'm just going to make the rest of our carrots into redstone carrots. And just see if he'll just eat all of that. And we can get more carrots in time. I guess I should have saved some carrots and we could have grown them potentially. But carrots is what villagers are for. I mean, they'll have carrots. Okay, he seems pretty fast. Now, let's see if his speed is reflected while levitating. I was pretty sure it was. But, you know, let's find out for sure. He does seem considerably slower while levitating. Oh yes, levitate still works as long as he's within 2 meters of me. So yes, the horse is flying without me on him. Let's see. Let's go up here and try from here. I still think he's faster than we are while levitating, but he's not as fast as... Yeah, he's considerably faster without any levitate at all. Okay, that's a little disappointing, but that's okay. Maybe I should levitate again before I... Oops. Let me just pick Sir Huffington up again. I don't want him to drown or anything. There we go. Alright, I think I want to make some changes to levitate to see if we can push it to its limits. I don't actually need to go... I was going back here to re-enter my base or something like that, because that's where I left it, but I don't need to. I can go off... So one thing I wanted to do is see what happens when we set levitate a little bit in front of us, instead of just above us. So as is right now, we are being dragged upward, dragged 5 meters above us at the speed of gravity constantly. Now I think it's still up from last time. If not, it's okay. I have it saved on Imager and I can just import it. Alright, so let's see. Of course, in front of us is going to be dependent on our location. So let's just set X to 5 and see what happens that's crazy. You can always remove this later. There we go. And, oh, let me stash this away. I don't need these on me. And let me see. Here we go. More explosions, magnet, levitate. Here we go. And there we have it. That reminds me, there's one thing that's been bothering me for a while. I might as well take care of it right now. Dr. Strangelove has not been meeting my expectations. I want to try to trigger it with explosions. So let me actually deal with that later, because I'm gonna have to load up because I don't have it saved here. I'm gonna have to load it up. All right, so let's deal with Dr. Strangelove later, and let's try our probably actually levitate. No, it's gonna be weird in here. Let's leave a little bit and try our levitate. Wait, do I have my pants on? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's try our levitate out in the world. Okay. Now, I think, if I understand how this works, I should start drifting off horizontally as well. So let's give this a try. Yes, here we go. I'm drifting off this way, a little slowly, but I can still fight back against it with just my normal movement. Feels like I'm pushing against current here. Whereas here, I've got a little bit of speed boost going on. Interesting. So we need to be able to push this towards where we're looking. Now I wonder if going horizontally means that we... Okay, yes, it does mean our downward thing is we are going down. Oh, wow, this is actually pretty good with the slime boots. I kind of like this. Okay. What's this interesting thing on the map? What's down here? Oh, okay, it's just cave down. Okay. Alright. Hey! I remember this one, and it has one of those things. I'm going to harvest that thoroughly. I'll be back in a bit. Overall, pretty good haul right there. 41 treated planks. We can use that for a good while. And I should probably also look around for carrots, too. So I'm going to do that, and then get back to adjusting our spells. Alright, sadly this place seems to just have wheat and potatoes, and canola and so on. Various things that we don't actually need. So I'm going to head on back. If it will load. There we are. Okay, now I remember before I was saying about the 25 being what we can go to. So right now we've got this at a power, so this goes up to 21. Let's see if we can adjust this. Let's 0.356 and see. No, that's too much. 0.30. A little bit too much. 0.29. Okay, that should be it exactly. That doesn't allow for any regeneration. Let's try a little bit lower. 0.28. That's more than we had before. But is, well... Here, I got another wood storage crate. There we go. These are going to become a mess in time. And that's useful eventually if we want to make special gun cartridges and whatnot. And also we can apply this to our chemical thrower too. But let's try with a little bit more force and see how these pants do. So levitate mount. Let's put that on and head on back to that night full of, you know, zombie. Oh, I should probably put that stuff away. Okay. Head back to our night of zombies. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't see any lava nearby, so we should be good if we just go ahead and activate it. Okay. So here we are. Yeah, it's still Moving it diagonal still makes it so we go down. So I think what we want is less of a horizontal distance, maybe? Like maybe if we put this at 3 or 2 or 1 or something. Well, this is great for moving in this direction. Just doing a whole sort of moon bounce thing going on. As we just break the world. But yeah, no, those leaps are pretty nice. I might just upload this as sort of a... well, it doesn't have direction control. Oh, well, here's a village. Let's turn this off. It's a new village? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I remember this village from before. This might be the one near the slime island. I don't know. I don't think it's new. I actually almost got taken out by a little tiny husk thing. I didn't realize that husk came in the little child variety. But it was pretty rough, so I actually think that it's time to do something I've been delaying. I put it here somewhere. Where is that? There's the smite book. So I want to be able to smite some things. Yes, my armor's recovering. Okay. So let me enchant my ender sword to end skeletons and the like. This will also be good on withers. Okay. Just recover, and I was going to adjust the spell some more. And I got at least some treated wood while I was doing that. So, let's do the X thing to... Let's set it to 2 and see how that works. And I guess, I mean, there's nothing that prevents us from doing like 10 or something ridiculous like that. So that should, yeah, let's do 3 and 10 and see how that works. Don't need Sir Huffington out for this quite yet. Okay, and then we put this back. All right, let's see how this works, and let's hopefully deal with the husk when we get back. And here's the little bastard. Okay, well, got him this time. Whew. Alright. Don't want this in my... Oh, well, it exploded anyway. Okay. So, in theory, we should start shooting off that way. Oh, let me get this one, too. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, actually, we've got a spell for this. Excellent. Alright, yeah, I'm going to harvest the rest of the house. Nice launch area. And then let's see how this goes. Okay. Looks like I was going fairly steady for a while. I see. It's interesting is before I was able to jump. Okay. So I got a forward force of a jump in that one. Yeah, it's definitely less, pushing me less towards this direction and more up. Okay, so the ratio of the coordinates does matter, perhaps even more than the force. And this looks like this is a stable levitate spell at this point, with some, you know, horizontal component. So now we have to figure out how to aim this horizontal component, though, is the problem. Well, let me go back to our lab, and we can see from there. Oh, that's interesting. It didn't work. I wonder if I'm moving too much. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I can cancel this levitate. Cancel levitate? Okay, there we go. Of course, it's going to cause a lot of jumping. Hey, at least we're exploring someplace new. Maybe we'll find another village or a pirate ship or something. Desert temple. Alright. Now let's try to use the Spectre key. Hopefully our Spectre key didn't just break. That would be bad. This is not good. Okay, it looks like this might not be the Spectre key that's causing the problem. This might be something bigger. Alright, I'm going to try to look into it some. Alright, game ended up crashing on me again. Hopefully this isn't a recurring thing, but I was just not using the Spectre key while zooming through the air, just for general use. And let's see if I can get into the Spectral realm at all. If not, oh good. Alright, looks like it's loading. Let's see if everything is still fine there when we get there. And here we are. Good. Okay. So, I wanted to figure some stuff out. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to try a way of basically switching between levitating and moving backwards a little bit. So I've got a sneak selector here. If I'm sneaking, it will give a 0. That will multiply by 3 to no effect. If I am not sneaking, 3 will multiply by 1 and have an effect. And so this still has the 10 going up and the 3 and the X, assuming I'm not sneaking. So let's try this one out. Now, one of the problems with this potentially is that I think sneaking might slow our speed down as well. So I guess let's turn this on. Alright, we're sliding back this way. Going pretty level for right now. And we can go this way, and let's sneak. And okay, this just shoots us up. Excellent. And then I turn it off, and it moves us this way. Up, this way, up, this way. Okay. We don't want to do a sneak selector thing, so it goes back to our old speed for levitate to keep us level. And the higher speed for moving this direction. And we might need a wrapper at that point too, because otherwise it won't know what it won't know how to calculate the costs. But let's turn this all off and not fall in that lava, hopefully. Wait to come to a complete stop before we activate our Spectre key. Get some nice rain going. And see what we can modify. Oh no. It didn't work this time. Give me a second. I think what might be happening is we're exploring new areas, and then the areas are loading graphically, but are still figuring other stuff out, and some game things are taking a little while to keep up. And that's why it's not letting the Spectre key do its thing right away. There's a little delay there on the block breaking. Now that I've waited a bit, let me try now. Nope, that didn't do anything. I'm going to try to restart again. Hopefully this isn't a recurring problem. Or we might have to be a bit more careful using the Spectre key and traveling. It's fine. Okay. Let's try one last time, then I'll try to restart. Okay, yeah. Nope, now it worked. Okay. Well, now I know to be a bit more careful. I'm going to empty out the inventory a little bit. Alright, I think I've got it figured out. So I had to add a constant. Basically, the constant works is for calculating the cost of things. It needs to know what the greatest potential power of this spell could be. And so for its max exodus, I'm saying that the maximum speed is going to be 0.28. Now, what I've got right here going is I'm using a sneak selector again. So basically, normally, this is going to have a speed of 0.256, assuming that we're sneaking, that is. If we're not sneaking, this is going to be multiplied by 1, and so it's going to add 0.24 to it, which should give the total of, I forget what it was that we were operating at before, the bit that, oh yeah, probably 0.28. And so this should be 0.28 as long as we're not sneaking. When we are sneaking, it's only going to be 0.256. So basically, we'll be levitating normally, we'll be levitating and not moving horizontally, at least not from this spell, while pressing shift. Whereas not pressing shift, we will be moving faster and moving off in direction of 3x. So let's try and get this working. Get this on our pants. There we go. And then put that back. Okay. Let's see if we can get this going. I'll probably wait a little bit before trying to get us back in here. So maybe we should start off with a little bit of a, maybe we should just start off just launching and then try to sneak along the way and see what happens. Okay. So, here I am on top of a tree where I last beat up an owl. So let's just go ahead and activate it. So we're moving off in this direction. And then shift, we levitate. Then move off in this direction again. And we levitate. Move, levitate. Okay. So I think we've got some pretty good horizontal movement in, one direction. Oh, it seems more powerful than before because we can't actually move this way. It's slowly pulling us away. But then we can move this way while pressing shift, although I think our speed is slowed a little bit because we're pressing shift. I think that's acceptable if we can figure out a way to turn on this thing. I have to figure out a way to make it so that 3 is in whatever direction we want to go, up or down or whatever else. Let's turn this off for now. There we are. And let's try to head back. I don't think we've traveled too much, so we should be good. There we go. Okay. This actually loads really well. All right. I'm going to take around with it some more and see what I can figure out as far as aiming this thing. Things are getting a little bit messy here, so I think I'm going to actually set up a new spell programmer and try to rearrange things from the start and see what I can get that's going to be a little bit cleaner. Okay, I think I've got something here. All right, so I've got basically, I'm getting the entity look of the caster, so I'm seeing what direction you are looking at. I'm then extracting the X, Y, and Z of that, and then I'm multiplying all those by sneak status. So basically, if you're sneaking, it's going to ignore this information entirely. Then I'm putting whether either if sneaking it's 0, 0, 0, if not sneaking it's where you're looking at, I'm putting that into a vector construct that I'm then adding to the vector constructs of, I should probably actually go ahead and put that. The vector constructs of 0, 10, 0, which basically moves us up, and the vector construct of where the caster is right now. So basically, in theory, while sneaking, it's going to move us a sum of up and the direction we're looking at. Well, not sneaking, it's going to move us up and the sum of the direction we're looking at and the sum of our own position. When sneaking, it's going to move us up from our own position. Now, as it is before, this is mass exodus. I've got the wrapper still. I've got the math to figure out the total speed, but should come up to 0.28 when we're moving around. Let me see. Selecting nearby living within 2 meters. Adding ourselves to it, so the caster should be coming in. And I think this should work, hopefully. I might try it without the horse to begin with, just because I don't want to needlessly kill Sir Huffington, and we have slime boots, and sadly he does not. Now this is set up so that it works with basically both while you're mounted and while you're not mounted. So let me go ahead and get my pants ready. And I do recommend for referencing things and, doing complex spells like this, having multiple spell programmers up and going so you can reference between the two of them. Alright, so let's see. Let's head back and see what happens. I just probably want to start off simple with just sneaking, see if that levitates us at all. And then from there, unleashing the full extent of the spell. Okay. So, I'm sneaking. And flying horse. Okay. Alright, this feels like levitate, the movement here. Okay, yes, I am levitating. Let's see what happens. We are drifting up. We are going... We're going this direction. We are going up. This is not going quite how I wanted it to go. We do have some form of flight, though. I'm going to look at this direction. I want to go this way. Let's see if that works. We're going up, but we are going in that direction. We are slowly going towards that, and we are going up. It might be that that 10 is too high. Let's try going in another direction and see if we can turn around. Okay, we're drifting off this way. We can still adjust things with this. We're really just going up this whole time. Let's turn this off and hope we don't land on something. There we go. Took a little moment. I'm glad I didn't take Sir Huffington with us. This would have been a bad fall. Alright, I'm going to see what happens if I just say, maybe lower that down to 5 and see if that tweaks things at all. But let me get back to it. Alright, I am back and I have tweaked things, so it... Oh, there's some lava there, burning things up. So it does not potentially have as much focus on moving up. So let's just... Okay. So I am not shifting at all. And it looks like it's leading us generally where we want to go. It's not leading us down. Down is a bit of an issue. It's still leading us up. And it's got a bit of a momentum problem. Where I looked in this direction and it's still pushing me in this direction. I can go this way a little bit and push against it, but I think it's still just looking in that direction. Yeah, like this is moving forward pretty good. If I want to move around this way, it's got a lot to fight against. But no, it is moving around this way. Let's try it without. No, it's moving us back that way. So it seems to be moving us... I wonder if it's not actually getting our direction at all, but instead getting like the coordinates we're looking at. I need to maybe do some debugging and see what values there are. Let's go back to near the fire. So it might be we're using the wrong thing here. Might be entity look is not what we want. Alright, I'm going to check on some things real quick. Alright, sometimes when in doubt, it helps to look at others' work to see what they have done, see how they solve problems that you might be facing. This spell Falcon, which does a very similar thing, doesn't focus on trying to get the horse along, and it goes with some different directions. But Falcon by, I believe it was Scientific Gamer? Yeah, Falcon by Scientific Gamer. I can link his spell as well. It's a very nice fly spell. I don't want to use it directly because for this playthrough I want to, I guess, use things that I understand, which is why I'm trying to make my own spells and whatnot. But one of the things I notice he does is a vector normalize first. So I might try adding that, and he gets that from his entity look. So I'm assuming here, might be female, I don't know. The Scientific Gamer, I can link, but I'm going to try to add a vector normalize first, and then from there extract everything. Now, this will probably make things a little harder to fit, but hopefully shouldn't be impossible. Alright, I actually had an extra spot there, so I was able to fit in vector normalize quite easily. So let's see if this works with the... Basically, I think what this does instead is if we have a value of, say, 8 or something for x, it returns a 1. If we have a value of 0, it returns 0. I think if we have a value of -8, it returns -1. I'm not entirely sure on that. But this might get us some more stable results. So let's try this one out instead. Alright, we are back in the Burning Forest. Now let's see what happens with Flying Horse. So we're instantly pushed off this way. That's odd. I don't understand why. Yeah, it looks like it just continually wants to push us down that way. I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. It's not up. Okay, so this seems relatively stable with the sneak, so that's working, at least. We can still move a little bit on our own with sneak. It still doesn't have the full movement like before. Okay, now it instantly pulls us back, back south. Let me see. Y is increasing each time. Alright, well I'm going to take a look at a few more things and try to figure this puzzle out some. If I can get a critical hit on this, let's see. Oh, it got a hit on me. I'm not bad at timing. That's alright, I've got... Oh, yay! Where's my sword? Okay, here we go. Oh, I got 2 of them that time. Excellent. Let's go back and make some improvements to our realm. Okay, so, as I mentioned before, you can throw a stack of these on at a time. Boom. Yeah, no, this is a lot roomier. This is nice. I can do some stuff with this. I was planning in the long term to have wires go up the walls here and then be on here. And this will also be where we start the next level on. But, ooh, yes, this is much better. A lot less cramped looking. But, unfortunately, we are way over time. And so I think that's goodbye for now from Orc and Hat and Sir Huffington. Have a lovely night.